Hey, welcome back. Another day, another vlog. How are we all, everyone out there in YouTube land? Yeah, I had a good day today. Got that video out for you. Perth City street photography session, a little bit of a after or midday arvo sort of a walk around the city. Couple, I think it's about 3-4 hours. I just wandered around, just looking for nice architecture, nice, just some good things to photograph. Sorry for my English. Oh, there's an itchy nose again. Every time I do this YouTube, I get an itchy nose. Maybe that's, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm going to win lottery. Might be the night tonight, set for life. So video worked out really well. I hope you enjoy it. There's been a few people check it out. If you do enjoy it, share it around if you know someone else that enjoys that sort of photography. So I can get some sort of feedback. That'd be really, really cool. I think there was a heap of photos in there that I really enjoyed. Some absolute pearlers, some ones that were just really nice and suited, showed off a little bit of Perth, which was pretty cool. And yeah, I think I hope I did okay. Let me know what you think. I guess it's the only way I can find out if I'm going okay. But yeah, so that worked out pretty well. It's under 10 minutes, which is the golden rule on YouTube. Get over 10 minutes, which is really strange. But I don't think it needed more than that. I probably could have done, I should have really done some more video chats and talked about the different spots. And I think I need to work on, and you'll probably agree with me here, I guess, talking about my photos as I'm setting them up when I'm looking at them. So either I think I need to take the shot and then maybe come on a video and then talk about the scene and that. I've seen it done before, but I think I sometimes get a little bit caught up, which I think I did on that day. I was really enthralled into going and looking, I'm just walking and looking for photos and looking for things that I was interested in. And I guess and it's probably my failure at the moment, is I need to remember that I'm doing video and making a film while I'm also taking photography stuff. So, and that's that sort of balance I've got to remember. So when I go to do stuff, film it, even if it doesn't make sense, at least I've got the footage, I can cut it in and use it as I need it. And I probably could have made it a little bit longer, but I think it's worked out pretty well. It's a very chillaxed, quick, photography based video, but it worked out really well. I think the photos are nice. I've got some nice music on there, some nice kickback, relaxed music, so you can just sit there and stare at the photos. And yeah, very cool. I was pretty happy with it. Very not bad at all, even if I do say so myself. Rightio, so then I got straight in, did some more. Once Jack went to sleep, I sat there and did a heap of filming for another video I've got in about how to get into YouTube, what it costs you, what you need to know, what you have to learn, some just pitfall stuff that in the 2 years I've sort of been doing it, and the one serious year, this last 12 months, I guess, till about March. From about March onwards, that'll be sort of my first serious year. I could say it's probably my really first year. And basically everything, all the pitfalls and areas I stuffed up and stuff I didn't know because I knew nothing when I come in. And YouTube, funnily enough, they have stuff, but it's, yeah, they don't do YouTube well, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think YouTube doesn't do YouTube well. The people they've got that do YouTube aren't charismatic enough to be doing what they're doing. They need someone like you, Peter McKinnon, and that are just really people person. They can explain themselves really easily, I guess. Or a Potato Jet or someone like that, a Matty Oppia. They're really good explainers. They've got that really good charisma and can explain stuff, I guess, a little bit more. But other than that, I think I covered pretty much everything I wanted to say about it, and hopefully we'll get there and get it good. But I've got a heap of other stuff I want to do. Next video is going to be that bushwalk I did at work, just a random out of the blue one. I decided just to go for a walk, and it came up a perler, and I ended up with an absolute crap ton of awesome photos. I've got to get in and edit all those There's a good 100 or so I've got to go through and start trimming down and work out which ones I want to use and how I want to set it all up, and then start going through the video and just redoing it again. But we'll get there. A bit of time tomorrow. I've got all day tomorrow, so Jack goes to school, so then it's his one day at school for the week, so I can just focus on work 100% and just head down, bum up. So that'd be pretty cool. Now, double take. We did talk about this the other night. It's a filmic app from the iPhone 11 thing where they picked 4 different scenes and did all that. Talked about you could pick 2, fantastic. Couldn't get on the Australian App Store. Filmic, thank you very much. Got back to me straight away today, so instant reply, which was awesome. Very, very cool. Do appreciate that. They give me a link, which I'll put down below, so you can actually download it to your Australian phone. If you've got the phone, that'll work. iPhone 10, no good. Can't use it. So even though I've got selfie camera and the front camera, you can't use that as the 2 cameras. I don't know why. I'm assuming it only works with either the new 11 Pros that came out this year, or I'm not sure about last year's 11Rs and stuff. So definitely check it. I will chuck the link there. It's probably easier just to download it, see if you can use it, and rather than going hunting to see if they're, because the people that are sort of promoting it as well, and there's a few there talking about it, none of them are saying about phone models that it works with. But let me tell you, definitely doesn't work for the iPhone 10. Don't even worry about downloading it. I can save yourself a minute or 2 of time and then having to delete it later. So maybe software updates, they might be able to do it down the track, but I'm assuming for whatever reason it needs either the processor power or something to run the system. So no luck there for us iPhone 10. And that's only two models old, so that's strange, but I guess it shows just how much technology changes to do what you want to do with that thing, and all those, to film 2 things at once. It's a fair bit of grunt, so I'm assuming that's probably why. Rightio, the biggest one of the day, biggest massive tech rumour, some of it's got to be a rumour. I'm just going to go through the specs first. The Canon EOS R5 that dropped on Canon Rumours today. Huge big drop by them, and everyone's talking about it. It's all over tube. So yeah, definitely use camera guys out there, especially Canon guys that have been begging for a Pro Series camera. This thing looks, if you go by specs, this thing is just off the charts, insanity. So I'll go through them and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So 45 megapixel sensor, CMOS sensor, in-body stabilisation, 5 stops with IBIS alone, 7 to 8 stops if you've got lens stabilisation as well, which all the RF lenses have. 12 frames per second mechanical and 20 frames electronic, so that's insane. They're going to add the scroll wheel to it, so much from the DSLR side, that's coming in there. It'll have no touch bar, which they talked about, or no joystick. That scroll wheel will be how they do it, the same as the DSLRs. 8K 30 frames per second, 4K 120 frames per second, 4K 60 frames per second. Live view toggle, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, a bigger battery, the same shape as the 5D Mark IV. Now it's apparently going to drop they're going to announce it on February the 13th. So that's not far away, that's 2 weeks. We're going to know about this, exactly what it's going to be. So the next 2 weeks are going to be insane for this thing in the rumour mill. Very, very cool. They're saying it's going to be on sale in July 2020, so look out for that. Now, Potato Jet, which is a very good guy that I watch, and a film guy, very switched on with his film, knows that side. He didn't talk too much about the camera side, but he did talk about the film side. Now he's saying the big standout one there that just doesn't seem to make sense is the 4K 120. He doesn't know how that's going to be possible. He said it's going to have to be cropped, have a massive crop. I think his C500 that he took to Thailand, that's got a crop at, I think, 4K 60 or something, or I'm pretty sure he said something like that. So he's assuming if it does have somehow, if they've worked out how to do this, that it's going to have some sort of nasty crop to it. 8K 30 frames, again, he's not sure, and he doesn't really see. He said that could really cut out their whole need for like a C100, 200s, that market. You could cut out, you affect their cinema sales if you could do this. So he doesn't think that that's sure. He said the 4K 60 frames per second, he's thinking it's feasible and would be amazing. If you could do that, he said that would be sensational. He's more concerned with if it was 10-bit and 442. If he had that, he was going to be really excited for the film-wise, with no rumours on what it's going to use, if it's 10-bit or 8-bit, or if it's 442 or not. So just on that alone, someone that knows their film and tech guys, so this obviously coming out, it is a rumour, but obviously you got to sort of take it from the guys that actually know the technology well to get that 4K 120 be insane. He said if this comes out and can do that, everyone's going to buy them. They're going to sell out. They'll be just crazy, but they'll probably be $4 or $5 grand US. So what's that? Probably the same as the Mark III, so 10,000 Australian at least. But yeah, very, very cool. Good. I like the fact that they've got the bigger battery and it's a new technology, but it's also the same as the 5D Mark IV. So they're obviously looking at swinging those 5D guys over from DSL to there, and the one way they can do it is possibly you can reuse your batteries as well. Obviously lenses and stuff, you'll be able to cross that over as well, so that's pretty cool. Plus you got all that new amazing RF glass. The camera wise, very cool. IBIS, in-body stabilisation. I think that's definitely something Canon needs to put into. That would be a huge seller on all their levels of camera. That would be amazing if they could work that out and put that into all their bodies in the next, when they bring out all these new bodies for mirrorless. Hopefully the new M50 this year in September will have that, because a lot of the lenses I use are vintage ones, so I've got no stabilization, and that would be good if you're doing something like anamorphic or anything like that with a manual lens and you don't have any of that sort of technology in there. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, and then obviously 7/8 stops, that's huge amounts of stabilization. That's really, really cool. 45 megapixel sensor, that's really going to go to us landscape guys and those landscape photographers out there, to get those big images out there. It's got a lot. The rumour has a lot to appeal to a lot of people. It's like and I think that's where I see it. It's got too much. If it had just come out with 45 megapixel, the mechanical and frames, right? So it's a photographer's camera, fantastic. But to have all that video in there as well, that heavy video, that's huge amounts of power, grunt and everything. It's like it can do pretty much everything. It's like one camera to rule them all, I guess. And yeah, if it does that, it'll just be insane. It will sell. So we'll know in 14 days, I guess, 30 days. Yeah, so yeah, 14 days. We'll know. 2 weeks from now, we'll be talking about this, of what they've announced. So yeah, very, very cool. But right, Samsung 2 Flip. Basically, we've seen one locked and loaded, German site, dropped it and leaked it out. They've accidentally put it up on their site. A pink version of it, 6.7-inch display. It's got Gorilla Glass 6 on it, Snapdragon 855 7nm chip. So that'll be pretty cool. 8 gigabytes of RAM, dual 12 megapixel cameras on the back side, and it's got a 10 megapixel selfie lens on it on the front side. 1-inch display, which is AMOLED on the outside when it's folded. And what else have we got? 3300 milliamp hour battery. So that's not a bad size, small form factor. That battery will do pretty well. A side mount fingerprint scanner, and 17 mils thick when folded, which they were saying, boys on TechLink were saying that's pretty thick. It's like a square brick, but 17 mil, really, I don't like 2 centimeters. I know these guys are, they're probably, everyone's used to having skinny little tiny thin phones, but yeah, I mean, it probably is going to be reasonably thick in your pocket, but that's 17 mils, that's not that much, that's not even that, so that's really not too much to worry about. But yeah, very cool. Basically, what they've talked about and the rumours all look pretty much like they're matching up and lining up with that one, and that I think is on the 12th of February, that Samsung event, so that's not too far away. So we'll know about the Canon and the Samsung stuff with the headphones and the other bits and pieces, and that new S20 as well, all in February. February looks like to be going to be a really, we've had a little bit of a lull, I mean, at the end of January. The start of January was huge, it was still pumping. It sort of lulled off that second half of January. February looks like it's going to ramp back up again, and just a heap of announcements, so stay tuned for that. Britain, Huawei's banned by the US government for that because they're concerned about stealing their secrets and all that rubbish. Britain has just come out and announced they're going to be using 5G from Huawei, and they're just not going to be using it in sensitive situations. So like government departments that have secrets or whatever, they're going to somehow use some other 5G, but they're going to buy 5G from these guys. I don't see that. It's you're not going to just go and buy it off them for base things unless they must be giving them some super sweet deal to stay in business. I guess they've got to go ahead and sell stuff. So maybe they're just giving some super sweet deal to cover all non-essential or all non-sensitive stuff, and then you can go to whoever you want and pay exorbitant things. Europe has followed form on that. They've said pretty much a similar thing. You can use them in non-sensitive areas, but other than that, just go for it. So yeah, Huawei looks like it's had a lifeline. The old life raft's come up, picked it up out of the water, and then she's going to be safe. No more Titanic for that. So yeah, and they've got some good technology, so I think they should bounce back really nice. If they can get a few big contracts like this, that'll be enough to keep that money flowing through until either a change of government or a change of heart or policies or whatever happens that lets them get back to do what they do. That keeps that other big player back in there too, against Samsung and Apple and yeah, OnePlus and all that. So another big player, more competition, and very good competition too. They have had some great phones this year and some great tech, so I'm sure they'll be ramping that back up again. Now they know they can make us some money. And that's about it. I'm going to rock and roll. I've got a few things to get sorted before I go to bed. Get this done and dusted, get this out to you. We'll see you all again tomorrow for another day, another vlog. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you go see that video. It'll be in the end screen, either side, I think, or this side. I think I put the things. One of those two will be the video. Go check that out and let us know what you think. Much appreciate your thoughts. Let me know what I need to work on. I guess that's always good advice. Be much appreciated. Anyway, thank you. So I'll see you that way, or looking up at the stars tonight, early in the morning. Bit of astro work, which is always fun. Nice and peace and quiet. Maybe some nice colours would be good in the Milky Way for me tonight. Thank you, and thank you. That was terrible English. Thank you, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao.